Oh my God, I was really surprised today. I never thought you would be at my new job.
Yeah, I was surprised too. I never thought I'd be working at the same place as my niece.
I guess we were really destined to cross paths after all, huh?
Oh God. Please, no. Don't say such things.
You're so mean. Aren't you happy to be colleagues with your lovely niece?
Why would I be happy? Did you forget that you stole my husband?
Huh? Are you still holding that old grudge? That was over 3 years ago.
I will never forget what you did to me.
Oh, come on. Let's forget about the past. I left him a long time ago.
When I heard you got divorced, I was shocked. After stealing my husband, you dumped him in just a week.
Ugh, I guess it can't be helped. He turned out to be nothing like the man I hoped for. Anyway, starting at my new workplace has been nerve-wracking, but at least I feel a little relieved knowing that you're working there too, Aunt Candace. You'll support me, right? Since we're family.
Well, I can't change the fact that you were hired at the same place. I'll help you with work-related matters. But let's keep it strictly professional. Don't contact me for anything other than work, okay?
Why not? We're relatives, for crying out loud. Shouldn't you be showing some love and support to your lovely niece?
Look, Kate, I'm not the kind of person who can just be nice to a woman who stole my husband. I'll keep things civil and help you out with work. But that's as far as it goes. Don't expect anything beyond that.
Whatever. You're so mean. It's no wonder you lost your husband to your own niece. You brought it upon yourself.
Say whatever you want, Kate. I'm done engaging in this argument. Goodbye.
Hey, Candace. I have something I want to ask you. Isn't now a good time? Hey, are you ignoring me? You were always mean to me. It's something related to work, so please respond.
Can you not message me after work? It's already past 8 in the evening. I've already gone home.
It's not about work. It's about something much more important.
What is it?
I heard you're the voice of the president.
What?
What a surprise. I thought you were a miserable single lady for life, but I heard you got remarried to the president.
Who told you about that?
I heard the managers talking about it in the women's restroom, so I just want to confirm the facts.
Why do I have to reveal my personal information? Especially to someone like you. You homewrecker.
I see. If you were reacting that way, it's true that you're the president's wife, huh? How could you become the wife of a president when I'm better than you? The president's still in his 40s, right? Despite his age, he chose a miserable old lady like you.
Excuse me?
If you're the president's wife, you should be more confident, shouldn't you? Why are you trying to hide it?
I'm not trying to hide it. I know there's only one thing on your mind.
What?
You're probably thinking about stealing the position of the president's wife.
Oh, wow. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
After all, you mistakenly told my ex-husband Anthony was the next president and stole him from me. Well, a week after the divorce was finalized, it was announced that the next president is Anthony's younger brother. When you found out that Anthony was just a regular employee, you quickly dumped him.
I was fooled too, you know. I was the victim. Just remembering it makes me mad. I thought I could become the president's wife, but he turned out to be completely useless.
You assumed Anthony was the next president all by yourself. It's all your fault.
Shut up. So that's why he can't fail this time. I'm going to steal your husband away from you. And this time, I'm going to take the position of the president's wife.
That's too bad. Things won't go your way. I've already told my husband all about you.
What?
Unlike my ex-husband, he's not a cheating scumbag. No matter what you do, it's pointless.
Oh, really? Well then, challenge accepted. If you're so confident, why don't we give it a try,
Give it a try?
Oh, you think you've got me all figured out, don't you, Aunt Candace? Well, let me tell you something. Because of you, my life's been an absolute struggle for the past 3 years. I've had to work my fingers to the bone slaving away as an office worker during the day. And then just to pay off the alimony you demanded, I've been forced to work at the bar at night. It's been incredibly tough and exhausting for me, all thanks to you.
Well, Kate, that's exactly what you deserved. You brought this upon yourself.
How could you be so heartless, Aunt Candace? I mean, seriously. Demanding such a hefty compensation from your own flesh and blood. After all, I'm your niece. Shouldn't you be showing some compassion and understanding? Why don't you just give up your husband, huh? It's not like he's some kind of prize worth fighting for.
I don't care if you're my relative or not. The fact remains that you took my husband, shattered our marriage, and caused me immense pain. So yes, you should pay for what you did. Frankly, I don't even want to consider you part of my family anymore. And let's be real here, Kate. I never found you adorable. Not even for a second. Ever since you were a child, you've been throwing tantrums whenever things don't go your way. It's exhausting, to say the least.
Whatever. You think you could just brush this off? Well, Aunt Candace, let me assure you that I still hold a grudge against you, too. And I'm not going to let what you did slide. I will get my revenge, mark my words. Oh, and by the way, I may be 20 years younger than you, but that won't stop me from reaching my goals. This time, I'm setting my sights high. I'm going to take over the role of the president's wife. So get ready, Aunt Candace, because I'm coming for you and your so-called happiness.
Here we go again. Another round of your empty threats and unrealistic plans. Just when I thought we could have a peaceful conversation.
Hi, Candace. There's something I need to tell you.
What is it this time? I told you not to contact me for anything other than work, didn't I?
Oh my God, you haven't noticed?
What?
You're so clueless, it's hilarious. I'm still in your hell-bent hut. Just as I said, I've taken the position of the president's wife. And now you're just back to being a dull clerk. When I made a move, the president fell for me so easily. I guess all males like young women. A month after I joined the company, I started keeping in touch with the president personally. The other day, I invited him out for a drink. And just like that, you know what I mean, right? It's already been 2 months since then. You didn't notice at all, did you? The president seems to be really into me, to the point he doesn't even care about his wife anymore. Tonight, the president's going to spend the night in my place. See? I guess you could only be the president's wife for so long. He prefers younger women over older ones. The president even said so himself.
Oh, I see. So that means the president isn't my husband?
What?
My husband would never say anything like that.
Of course he wouldn't say that in front of you, but deep down he'd rather be with a young woman than an old hag. You understand his feelings.
There's no way he was there with you in the first place. He comes home straight after work. He had dinner with me, watched the TV, took a shower, and went to bed. He must be tired from work to go to bed so early. And since tomorrow is Saturday, so he asks not to be woken up by me.
Oh, yeah?
You don't seem to believe me.
Of course not, because he's at my house right now. I'm sorry I left you all alone again. It's lonely for a middle-aged woman to live alone, isn't it?
I just told you that I'm with my husband.
You're still saying that? Stop being delusional already.
So you truly think you're dead in the president?
Yeah, I've been saying that I see.
I don't know which president you're talking about. But if he's married, you should stop whatever you're doing. You've just finished paying off the debt that you made 3 years ago, right? And now you're doing the same thing again. Do you want to go back to that hell for another alimony claim?
You don't need to worry about me, so relax. Last time I mistakenly stole a worthless man, but this time I made sure he's the real president before I took him.
A worthless man? How could you say that after what you did to me?
I thought he was the next president of the company. Well, he's just an ordinary office worker. I felt like I was being scammed, but now that I'm here, I'm not afraid of being sued for alimony or anything. If I could become the president's wife, a few $1,000s is nothing.
So he does have a wife this time too?
Yeah, what are you talking about? You know what? It's all the wife's fault for being cheated on. If you wanted to keep your husband, you should have worked on yourself and tried your best not to be dumped.
Why do you always want to steal someone else's husband? If you want to be the president's wife, just find a single president.
Doesn't make sense.
What?
I want to take away your man because he's your husband.
What do you mean?
It's unfair that you're the only one getting a successful man despite being an old hag. I can't let you be happy by yourself.
What? But my ex-husband didn't fit into what they would consider a successful man, right?
I thought he was successful because he was the son of the president and he was the eldest. It was so obvious that he'd be the next president.
Oh, I see.
Why didn't you tell me from the beginning that he was not going to be the next president? You made me pay alimony. I ended up getting a divorce in a week. A waste of time and money.
I don't understand why I have to be blamed at this point anyway. I get that you really hate me.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Unbelievable. You don't need to compete with your aunt who's as old as your mother.
I can't stand it when an old lady who's much older than me is having a better life than me. Well, your husband's already mine. This time I'll become the president's wife and make you miserable. Finally, I'll steal this luxurious life from you.
Jesus Christ. I have a bad feeling about this.
Candace, you're such a liar.
Here we are again. What is it this time?
I heard you got married while hiding your divorce status from the president.
What?
You spilled your past to the president. Then the president said, I thought I was marrying a woman who'd never been married before. He got really mad. Well, that's why he decided to divorce you right away. You hid your past because you wanted to be the president's wife, right? You're the worst.
I'll tell my husband everything about my past.
You're lying. He says he doesn't know.
I told him everything before we got married.
You thought you did, but you didn't.
No, that's not true.
Oh, really? How are you sure?
I even told my husband about you. I showed him all the messages that you have been sending me these days. If my husband didn't know about my past, I wouldn't have been able to talk about it with him.
I still think you're lying.
I mean, you should realize it already.
Realize what?
You're making a terrible mistake.
A terrible mistake.
Everybody in the office is talking about you.
How? Well, that's right. I don't care what people say or think about me. Besides, I'm intentionally flirting in the office, so it's only natural that everyone's talking about me.
I knew it.
I mean, they don't have any right to judge me. It seems you haven't officially announced the divorce yet. But the president divorced already. Now I'm the president's wife. I finally took the position of the president's wife.
Oh, God. I was hoping you'd notice when you saw my company ID, but it looks like that didn't work. What are you talking about? Do you know my full name?
Candace Davies, right? The president's last name is Miller, so... Oh wait, isn't it too quick to change your surname? Have you already changed it back to your maiden name?
No, I didn't. My maiden name is Wilson.
Oh, is that right?
I got married 2 years ago and changed my name to Davis.
What? So your husband is... Wait a minute. Could it be the president of our parent company?
Yes, that's right. My husband is the president of the parent company.
Wait, what?
You finally noticed. So you just heard that I'm a wife of the president? You just assumed that the president of our company was my husband. You didn't check the most important thing. Which company's president is actually the president of?
Oh my God.
Also, I will tell you this for the sake of our president's ex-wife. I'm pretty sure that she never got a divorce before.
Oh no.
But the president decided to divorce his wife because he believed what you said. If you don't want to be sued, you should correct that.
No. No way. He just married a different man by mistake? Your real husband is the president of the parent company? That means he's way wealthier than the one that I stole. That's so unfair.
Huh? You're saying that now?
Yeah. If it's a parent company and a subsidiary, the parent company definitely gets a higher salary.
That's true, but...
It's so frustrating. Your husband's annual income must be higher.
Probably.
Damn it. I thought I could beat you. But, well, whatever.
Huh?
Even though it's a subsidiary, he's still the president. Considering the dead help I've had, it's a lot better. I'll be retiring soon and becoming a housewife. I won't have to see your face at the office anymore. It's really frustrating, but I'll leave it at this.
You're going to be a housewife?
Of course, because I'm going to be the president's wife. My husband's earnings will be enough to live on, so there's no need for me to work so hard.
If you were talking about our president, he got fired.
Fired?
It means he was dismissed.
Why? What do you mean?
The board of directors decided that.
Why?
Well, even though he was married, he flirted with female employees and did not work during working hours. The president is supposed to be a role model for his employees, but he was violating the company's compliance policy.
Oh no.
Also, you may not know this, but Mr. Miller's ex-wife is the only daughter of the former president.
Is that so?
He became president by marrying the former president's daughter. If he leaves her, he'll have no choice but to leave the company too.
Oh my God, wait a minute. That means he's no longer the president. Does that mean he's unemployed?
That's right. If both of you are unemployed, so you'll have to work hard to make ends meet in your small apartment.
Huh? My apartment? He owns a big mansion. We're planning on living in that mansion together.
Oh, that house is in his ex-wife's name.
What? He didn't build a house?
It seems to be his ex-wife's family income. You know what? Mr. Miller was originally just a regular employee before. But because he's married to the president's daughter, he was able to live in a mansion.
No way.
Mr. Miller must be regretting it right now because he had an affair with you. He lost everything at once.
No way.
Also, I think this is the most important thing. You'll have to pay the alimony on your own.
Huh? Why? His ex-wife is rich, right? If that's the case, there should be a division of property even if they divorced.
That's the thing. It turns out Mr. Miller was using the joint savings without permission. So there was no property division either. Under such circumstances, he paid his wife alimony in one lump sum, and his savings went to nothing.
No way. What the hell? I can't pay on my own.
I told you to stop, didn't I? This is what happens when you break out with other people's families.
Oh my God. I'll have to go to bed again.
If you don't have any savings, that's what will happen.
So I'll go back to living in extreme poverty? To the miserable life when you only eat canned goods every day?
Well, what you eat is your choice. But I'm sure you'll be in debt again.
I don't want to. I've worked so hard to pay off my debts and crawl up here.
Now you're back to square one. I feel sorry for you.
You feel sorry? Really? You sound like you don't care at all.
Of course I don't care.
That's terrible. You're my relative, so help me.
You took my husband, and now you're calling me a relative?
That's a story from the past, Aunt Candace. But this time, nothing has happened to you, right? You're living your perfect little life while I'm here picking up the pieces. It's so unfair. Can you do me a favor? Ask your husband, my ex-lover, to cancel my resignation. I mean, come on. It's not like being the president's wife is a small thing. It's depressing that my dreams were shattered. Now I have to work hard and pay off the alimony.
Kate, do you honestly think that you can just waltz back into work after having an affair with the president? It's not that simple. Your actions have consequences.
Well, maybe if you talk to him, he'll understand. Tell him it was all a mistake, a moment of weakness. I'm sure he'll listen to you, Aunt Candace.
Kate, I can't just ask my husband to do something like that for you. It's not my place. And it's not fair to him either. Besides, you need to take responsibility for your own actions.
But Aunt Candace, you don't understand. I wanted to be the president's wife. I had dreams, aspirations. Now I have to settle for a mediocre life and work hard to make ends meet. And it's not what I signed up for.
Well, Kate, life doesn't always go according to our plans. Sometimes we have to face the consequences of our choices. You're still young. Why don't you try to find a new job, start fresh, and leave all this behind?
But Candace, it's not that easy. Finding a new job is not a guarantee of success. And what about the alimony? How am I supposed to pay that off? Can't live a poor life with an unemployed old man.
Kate, it's time to face reality. You can't rely on being the president's wife or anyone else for your happiness. You need to take control of your own life and find a way to move forward. It may be challenging, but that's how we grow and learn.
Wait, Candace. Don't just walk away. I have dreams, ambitions. I don't want to settle for less. I wanted a life of luxury and success. I wanted to be the envy of everyone. I don't want to live a poor life with an unemployed old man. It's not fair.
Life isn't always fair, Kate. Sometimes we have to make the best of what we have and find happiness in unexpected places. It's time for you to discover your own path and create a life that brings you fulfillment, regardless of the circumstances.
Well, I guess I'll have to figure it out on my own then. But mark my words, Candace, I won't forget this. I won't forget how you turned your back on me when I needed you to support me the most. Someday I'll rise above this, and you'll regret treating me this way.
I'm sorry you feel that way, Kate. I truly wish you the best in finding your own path and finding happiness. Goodbye. So, here's the deal with my niece and her husband. They decided to move in together, taking up residence in my niece's apartment. At first, it seemed like things were going okay. But as time went on, they started fighting like cats and dogs. It got so bad that they couldn't stand each other anymore. And after just a month, they ended up getting a divorce. Talk about a whirlwind romance, huh? Now, here's where things get interesting. My niece, bless her heart, had already been disowned by her parents, so she had nowhere else to turn. And guess who came crawling back too? Yep, you guessed it. Yours truly. She persistently contacted me, practically begging me to lend her some money. But honestly, I couldn't bring myself to help her out. I mean, she brought all this mess upon herself, right? So, I made it clear that I had no intention of bailing her out of her self-created predicament. Now, here's the juicy gossip I heard through the grapevine. Apparently, my niece didn't learn her lesson the first time. She went ahead and borrowed more money to pay for the alimony. Can you believe it? She landed herself right back in debt hell. It's a vicious cycle, I tell ya. As for me, well, life has been pretty peaceful on my end. I've moved on from my failed marriage, which was partly due to my niece's shenanigans. But you know what? It turned out to be a blessing in disguise. Why, you ask? Well, because it led me to my amazing new husband, who fills my days with love and happiness. Ain't life funny sometimes? Now, despite everything that's happened, I genuinely hope that my niece finds some stability in her love life. It's about time she takes things seriously and finds true happiness. I wish her all the best, truly. Who knows? Maybe she'll turn things around and learn from her mistakes. Stranger things have happened, right?